So like, I'm thinking like, how to like, you know, describe this season. I mean, like first and foremost, Chapter 5 Season 2. This is like the second season of this, new Fortnite under new leadership that like properly started, because Chapter 4 was just like, crap, we have to put out something. That was a mess. That was like understandable. It was just like a disaster. They they had a leadership change basically when it comes to running Fortnite, a change of vision after they wrestled it out of Donald Mustard. Now what you have is basically, well, the new team trying to execute something new, and what does it feel like? It feels like they spent exactly no time analyzing what Fortnite did in the past, what worked, what didn't. The idea that maybe, you have a game that has its own niche, its own identity, its own way of being played, and they just like blatantly ignore like all of it. So like the bullet drop is easily like the easiest example. The old way bullets worked, where guns were either hit scan or you had like something like, I don't know, a rocket launcher or an RPG that had actual projectiles, maybe with ballistics. That made sense. The way recoil and bloom worked in old Fortnite was straightforward and challenging enough. If you replace it with a more modern ballistics model of other games, then suddenly what you have is a cartoony, watered down version of some other game. If I want to play a more realistic BR with ballistics and shit, there's plenty of other games I could look into. I could look into, I don't know, maybe COD, maybe PUBG, whatever. So that's one of the problems. Like the new changes just don't work. Same goes for the new animations. They still suck. You know? Like, this is awkward. This is awkward. And I don't think it's gonna grow on you. It's not gonna grow on you. It's also like one of those cases where they take Fortnite and they basically show no understanding of what made the game work. Same thing goes for attachments. Attachments are basically a lazy way to give you an illusion of complexity in the game, when all they cause is problems. I mean, look at, for example, what happened. Let's say, I don't know, compare chapter, let's compare chapter 3 season 2, chapter 3 season 3 season 4, when they went from a meta dominated by red dot guns to just straight up iron sights weapons, for example. That was a major change in the way the game was played. Same goes for things like loot pools. Right now, which season is it of a meta that is dominated by a low skill automatic shotgun that's basically like a drum? It's just used by low skill controller players. Yeah, but it's cheap, it works, yeah. That's the problem. If it's something cheap and it works, it's just gonna dominate the meta in competitive, which is what I truly care about. And it just doesn't work. Which season of a sniper dominated meta is it? Like, I like snipers, but it's gotten boring just playing the game. Oh, anyone can snipe me any second. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. Let me just fucking jump around like a little bitch because I might get sniped. It gets repetitive. Also, ranked just doesn't work. It's something that they technically did last chapter. You know what they could have done that would make the game better and probably reduce the amount of work needed to make it work? If they just use the proper competitive rule set for ranked. But they don't. Ranked is using, some weird watered down version of BR with some of the mythics removed, and that's it. They don't disable cars. But they run it on like competitive servers a lot of the time, so you get like the competitive server lag when you get like a new lobby, which is bizarre. Again, they could have made it into a proper competitive, rule set, so people who are into ranked are probably also into Fortnite tournaments could use it as a practice. They could, like, for example, do something similar to League mode from Splatoon, where you have, you know, let's say a 2-hour league. You have a ranking system, and it's basically like a tournament without prizes that just runs 24/7. Basically, you just have like 2-hour tournaments back to back to back to back. So you can play one out with people and just see how well you do. Maybe have that be like, you know, devoid of star matchmaking, do it the same way Fortnite tournament work. So you have like a point-based matchmaking system. So like when a new tournament starts and you drop into the first lobby, it's basically no MMR, also no bots. The bots would be problematic if they tried doing that. So you know that would be one of the issues they'd have to work out somehow. Yeah, like that's one of the issues. Like just that. It takes a ton of time to get to Unreal as well. You have to put in insane hours just grinding ranked, playing a very boring, very repetitive game in a very repetitive meta. I mean, like gun attachments, they remove the ability for Epic to say, okay, we're gonna remove red dot weapons that are absolutely OP because they have no fucking bloom, because we cannot display bloom on the screen when you have that kind of gun, which, you know, made you play the game differently. I was like, okay, yeah, just pick the attachments that you use. If there's some combo that's broken, well, how many combinations of attachments do you have? And with them adding new attachments each season, there's the likelihood is just growing. It's like a combinatory like explosion of the problems that they can run into. Like it's just not gonna work. It's gonna be a nightmare. People are just gonna be playing whack-a-mole with some overpowered attachment combos. Um, the formula that they formed in chapter 4 is just like hard stuck that also makes the game repetitive. Oh, here's here's a vault with stuff that you might want. Oh, here's an island and you can capture it to get stuff. Like that sort of shit, it's gone so repetitive. It's like over a year of this shit in like a fully realized form. Like remember chapter 4 season 1 had like a sneak peek of it with like an event that where you could get like a free skin. Like it's not headed the right way in those terms. Like when it comes to bullet pool, like outside of it just being the same old boring shit, what did we really get? I think the AR is new. The new shotgun feels like it's mid. Um, they reintroduced some of the old guns, but again with new bullet mechanics, they don't necessarily feel as good. Like the TAC AR, without its iconic set of like sights and stuff, just feels like a shitty gun that you wanna switch away from because it's just gonna burn through your SMG ammo. Yeah, it's like not feeling it. The Chains of Hades, they are just useless. They are like an item you don't like pick up because you wanted to do a weekly with it, which, by the way, ties into one of my other problems, which is that they made the Bell Pass into an absolute grind. They're trying to milk as much playtime out of it as possible, probably so you spend more time looking at the item shop and like being, should I buy this skin? Should I buy this skin? And then they crank up the prices because again, the economics. And they probably have like some kind of goal for you know, profit margin they want from the game. It's just like not working at all, honestly. The game became much more of a grind. It feels like a slog to just like get to your, you know, level 200. They've cranked up how many levels you need to get your V-Bucks back. I mean, they haven't gone past level 200 for bonus stuff, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. Like, if you think that having people play consistently so they do your shitty weeklies matters, well, the problem is weeklies require people to play BR. So if you are like, oh yeah, but we have like multiple games, play it on Fortnite, you know, play Lego Fortnite, which pretty much died within like 2 weeks, because that game is basically like a corporate approximation of what Minecraft is supposed to be that just doesn't work. I think I played probably like a minute of it this season because someone wanted to see it. I was like, yeah, this is Lego Fortnite, yeah. And I'm gonna close it down because it's boring. Rocket racing is just shit. It just doesn't work well. It is a very bare bones, very basic game. Festival still has bugs. The PDP Riffmaster release is a little bit of a mess. PDP said that supposedly they have a batch that will be shipping out next month. Hopefully I'll be included in it, because technically speaking I have a pre-order ready to go. We'll see when that is. Hopefully for next season, so I can actually like get my hands on the guitar and like get some practice in before I start next season, so I can just like start shredding and pro lead, you know. But we'll see about that, you know. Something that's completely out of my control. I'm just happy that I have like a locked in guitar. When it comes to like yeah, when it comes to just like the state of the game, it was shit. Like the mobility item gives me Chapter 4 Season 4 vibes. So an item, yeah, you can use it to rotate around the map, I guess, but you don't want anyone looking at you, because like you're the easiest target on the map if they see you, because you move so slow mid-air. Yeah. When it comes to the collabs, it was a bit overwhelming. It felt like they were milking it. Here's an Avatar Battle Pass. Here's a Star Wars Battle Pass. You know? Pay up. Yeah, we're just gonna throw on items that are gonna break the game. I intentionally skipped the Star Wars event. Supposedly there was like one lightsaber on the map, which is honestly a good thing, because lightsabers were really annoying to play against. They were like an item that's just obnoxious. The Avatar collab, basically airbending was like a decent idea for a mobility item. Of course, it's locked behind a collab, so good luck seeing it again, unless they do another Avatar collaboration. Or they like do an unbranded version of it, like, you know, grapple golf compared to the Spidey Mythics. But it's it feels like they are trying to basically break what worked with Fortnite. That's the thing. Okay, I understand it. VR is not gonna last forever, you know. You wanna try to find something that's also gonna work. But making for like multiple games that are really weak, honestly. For example, Fortnite Festival. If you are a rhythm game sweat like me, yeah, you're gonna just like fall in love with it, because hey, it's a rhythm game. Makes manufacturers make new guitars, so it's basically doing like a hardware level preservation of a bunch of games. You know, this is why Yark is gonna be a little bit more accessible for people to play, or Clone Hero, or whatever. But that's a niche audience, and like honestly, you know what? I'm not gonna complain too much. I just wish they would fix the bugs and like not have them come back constantly. Care about making this play like an actual rhythm game, so you can like quickly pick songs, quickly reset them, skip parts of the songs where you don't actually play in the intro and the outro. Maybe have like information about your accuracy when you're playing pro lead, because that doesn't seem to be a thing, or pro bass. Yeah, I mean the Battle Pass is crazy expensive, but honestly, it's just for whales to say, hey, I support this, you know. Epic, don't take this down. So yeah, and I mean, what I'm seeing is new team that hasn't like looked at what worked in the alt mode. Mandate from like higher ups in Epic saying, hey, we want a metaverse of our own where we have multiple game modes. Just keep throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks, I guess. But Ken, where's the new patch? Because honestly, if I was thinking like an executive, okay, BR might fall off. What is our plan? Like make an extraction shooter in Fortnite, you know? Use Fortnite's gun mechanics and everything, and like the rarity system to make like an extraction shooter or something. So it feels like Fortnite VR in terms of like the guns, because Fortnite used to have a unique gun feel, which was quite fun, which again they removed. That would work, because I'm not gonna complain, hey, I like Save the World. Yes, I am low-key sad that they are not focusing as much on it as they well, at least did on Battle Royale, but On the other hand, because they are not updating Save the World, they cannot really mess it up right now. At least too much. They keep breaking the game, like, there's this pollution of the new stuff from BR, making it in, intentionally or on accident, kind of breaking that mode here and there. It's just like, you know, tough to tell, you know, what are their plans. And like, when it comes to the next season, you know, Wrecked, I mean, of course, summer season, I have no expectations it's gonna be any good because Epic goes on a vacation. They're probably gonna ship out a broken update as usual. They're gonna probably over deliver, over promise, under deliver, you know. Just not maintain like a proper balance between what they announce and what they release. It's gonna be garbage. And I am assuming that the efforts that they're gonna put into this season, the next season is gonna be lowered because they're gonna be like, well, chapter 6, we have to work on it, and you remember they were multiple seasons ahead, so this was the good part of this chapter. What did we get? Twitter drama because they did new animations, and then the developer behind them said, I'm gonna be proud of it on Twitter. Surely nothing bad happens to game devs who change games. They don't get death threats, you know? It's like, at some point you'd think people would like learn how the world works. Call it unhinged, whatever. I mean, it's just a thing that happens. And yeah, I mean, as for like you know, everything else. Supposedly Metallica season coming up. Haven't heard a single song from them. I don't think I'm particularly gonna care about that music. I saw some of the like leaks for like the song lists in festival. Honestly, all I want is bug fixes. Yeah, more songs, whatever. Just like, poof. I know you're not gonna focus on what I want, which is Japanese music, Vocaloid music and stuff. And just like quality of life improvements and bug fixes there. Rocket Racing. I actually wonder if they're like looking at the player numbers. I think there's like some mentions of them bringing Fall Guys content into Fortnite. It's like you can do custom Fall Guys stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have some season where they do it, kind of like how Chapter 3 Season 4 had, you know, Rocket League stuff. Like how we could get the Octane and like the ball and everything, and like how you could make custom game modes with it. And how they put it in VR. I expect that to roll out. I mean, who knows what else is gonna happen. I mean, I think the first person mode thing, for example, that was teased, that had like some leaks. I'm assuming it's just what they used for like the new weapon attachment system, because you can like actually see your hands and stuff. And so like, yeah, not a big fan of where the game is heading. Feels like the new team is just like trying stuff with like low regard for what already was tried, what worked, what didn't work. The storyline is basically gone. They don't wanna give people FOMO, so they like make each season into its own self-contained story, and that honestly makes me not curious. It's like, oh, Fortnite lore. Do I care? No, because you know, tomorrow, whatever happened this season, because I didn't really pay attention to like any of the voice lines really. It's gonna stop mattering because they don't wanna have it like, oh, Zeus is important. Who is that guy? Can I have his skin? He looks nice. No, it's a Battle Pass skin. They just don't want that, and well, I mean, I guess they see that FOMO-based marketing doesn't work long term. So I guess that's that. I mean, I know, like this season honestly sucked. It just felt like, okay, we had a bad start for the chapter, and we're just doubling down on everything that went wrong. Map changes being like, eh. Maybe the map changes aren't as bad as they were in Chapter 4, because in Chapter 4 it felt like they would take the best POI in the game and just replace it. like every season. But this map is like extremely forgettable. I think they are like understanding that, you know, the maps are pretty much disposable. 1 year passes, it's gonna be a new map. They have to like make it in such a way that the map should keep improving, so they like intentionally make it kind of shit. Like, it's hard to be optimistic about Fortnite right now. Like, what would be my hope? That they figure out something that is genuinely fun? Like how BR used to be good? Because Festival, it's not gonna be good, it's not gonna be big. Let's face it, it's a niche game genre. I mean, yeah, they did like the new charts you can play on the keyboard or something. Yeah, Mari, I'm just like, basically my plan right now is to just like ramble a bit about this season, the next season, the direction Fortnite is heading, clip it out and put it in like a separate video. Yeah, but I think that's mostly all when it comes to just like this mode being what it is. Also, I can see that you're watching. Uh, thanks YouTube. Yeah, it's just like bad ideas, people having no clue what they're doing, trying harder, bad epic mandates, trying to basically make multiple really shallow games that honestly suck and thinking that one of them is gonna take off. No, the problem is you're making a live service game. You are fighting against absolute behemoths and you are basically diluting what you had, which is BR, and trying to, you know, make it work. Again, like what I said, if I were an exec trying to chase in that direction, I'd be like, okay, let's just like try to make a big single extraction shooter mode or something like that, you know. But it's just not gonna work with the way they're doing it. It's like, yeah, there's like a bunch of game modes, but honestly, I'm assuming that as you know, as Verse gets better, as UEFN gets better, the community is gonna be able to make something better. And then it's like, oh wait, what do we do? Do we hire them? Do we do what? Do we let them monetize and that's it? It's it's a shit show basically, this game. Like there is a reason why I'm like, yeah, you know what, Chapter 3 was so much better. Yeah, because the old master was working on the game, there was a cohesive vision. The mechanics got figured out. The game had a sense of identity. Like there was like a Fortnite way of how guns worked, how movement worked, and they weren't changing those because they worked. They were iconic. They were what people were used to. And redoing animations, the old animations weren't bad. That's the thing. They weren't bad. They just said, "No, yeah, let's do new animations because I guess we don't care if the game is any good. Just make animations, please. We'll deal with people shitting all over us on the internet somehow." Like it's just a bad idea overall. And yeah, I mean, I am gonna degen mode the next season. I'm probably gonna finish the battle pass and we'll see what happens. I hope they just back down on the whole cranking up the amount of time you need to put into the game to get the battle pass. Because I was like watching one of the guys who like does the 24-hour to grind the battle pass challenge, and he literally bought like 50 levels because it was basically impossible to do it. 50 levels out of 100. We're not talking about even getting your V-Bucks back at this point because, again, Epic just milking you in this economy. Uh, oh yeah, Mary said that she wouldn't buy, you know, BR, like, she wouldn't buy Festival or Lego or Rocket Racing if they weren't their own games. I mean, I would buy Festival, but that's because I am, again, a rhythm game person, so. But, like, I am in that niche. I used to degen mode in, like, OS back in the day. Before they fucked up that game. Let's just say that what happened there were, like, things you cannot reconcile. It's like, I left, and I'm glad I left. But you know, this game comes with implications of hardware you probably want to play it on, ideally, and that hardware being out there is a good thing. So basically, even if this mode is mid for whatever reason, the fact that there's guitars coming out is like the biggest W. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of Festival and move on.